A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Surah At-Tawbah, Section 6 to the end. Background. Section 6 to the end of Surah Tawbah discusses the campaign of Tabuk, where the Muslims were called to leave from Medina to meet the Byzantine or the Roman superpowers of that time. The Muslim army, comprised of 30,000 people, led by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ himself, and many of the companions contributed most generously towards the cause of this expedition. The Muslims had to leave during the peak of summer and during the main harvest season of dates. Also, it was a long journey of almost 700 kilometers to the north of Saudi Arabia. The Muslim soldiers were driven to extremities during this expedition, so much so that Allah refers to it in the Quran as the hour of distress. The excessive heat, lack of provisions, and scarcity of water was such that two men had to share a date, and many were obliged to quench their thirst by drinking the water out of the camels' stomachs. The Roman army did not meet for battle and scattered away. The Muslims returned back to Medina without war, but establishing their superiority in the northern parts of Saudi Arabia and towards the Roman Empire. Incidents relating to prior and post this campaign of Tabuk are discussed in these sections. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Surah At-Tawbah, Section 6 to 8. O believers, what is the matter with you that when you are asked to march forth in the way of Allah, you cling to the earth? Do you prefer the life of this world to the life of the hereafter? The comfort of this life is so little compared to that of the life of the hereafter. Reminder is made of how Allah helped the Prophet ﷺ when he was hiding in the cave along with Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. The enemy had come to the opening of the cave, and Allah protected the Prophet ﷺ and his companion through forces they could not see. Reference is made to the incident of the spider making a web at the entrance of the cave, thus deceiving the enemy to believe that there would be none inside. March forth, whether you are equipped lightly or heavily, and strive your utmost in the way of Allah with your wealth and your persons. That is best for you if you understand. It is the hypocrites who make excuses for not joining in the long expedition by saying, if we were able, we would certainly have marched with you. By doing so, they are destroying their own souls, for Allah knows that they are liars. Those who believe in Allah and the last day will never ask you for exemption from fighting with their wealth and their persons. Allah is aware of those who are righteous. One of the hypocrites said at the occasion of the call to the Tabuk campaign, "Grant me exemption and do not expose me to temptation of Roman women and their beauty." Allah questions, have they not fallen into temptation of telling lies, double dealings, and hypocrisy already? Surely hell has encircled these disbelievers. O Prophet ﷺ, say on behalf of the Muslims, nothing will happen to us except what Allah has ordained for us. Further say, can you expect for us anything other than two glorious things after the battle, victory or martyrdom? Let not the wealth nor the children of the disbelievers dazzle you. Allah intends to punish them with these things or comforts in life, so that their souls depart while they are still unbelievers. Zakat or obligatory charity is for the poor, the helpless, those employed to administer the funds, those whose hearts need to be won over to the truth, ransoming of captives, helping the poor who are in debt in the way of Allah and for the wayfarers. As for those who hurt the Rasul, they will have a painful punishment. Don't they know that anyone who opposes Allah and His Rasul shall live forever in the fire of hell. That surely is the worst humiliation.